Hi YouTube, Brian James on my path to Paphos here. For those of you who don't know me, I'm a dual national Irishman come Brit who settled here on the beautiful island of love, the island of Cyprus, in April 2025 in the city of Paphos. And I'm here today at Paphos Beach, which is somewhere I thoroughly enjoy being. And it's one of those sort of relaxing places. It's nice, especially now as the sun's going down. I don't know what the view is going to be like on the camera, but it looks really good here. So I'm just going down at the beach to have a little wander around and bring you up to date on what's been going on. Because, well, you could say I've had the worst week in my time in Cyprus. You could also say I've had one of the best weeks in my time in Cyprus. So how on earth do you get that? How on earth can it be best of both? Well, very simple. Began the week, last week, thinking I'd had a stroke. Found out it was a Bell's palsy. Now between the two, I'd rather have Bell's palsy. So I think I was quite lucky. Unlucky would have been a stroke. You could say having the Bell's palsy is unlucky. Not in comparison. I had a lot of help from some very good friends that I've made, mainly people who watch this channel. And I'm not going to say their names again, they know who they are. They're wonderful people who really helped me to get myself back on track because, well, by the middle of the week my confidence had gone. I'd expected to be quite happily doing gigs all the time, and all of a sudden I didn't even know if I could sing. So I had some people who were incredibly friendly, who encouraged me to get my confidence back, encouraged me to take the plunge and take the risk of trying to sing, and I successfully did so. And I'm very grateful to them for that. So there's a lucky thing. That's not a bad luck thing when you suddenly realise you've got some really good friends, especially when you're 2,000 miles away from your normal home and your family are at home and not there to support you in the way that they'd normally be there for. So that was really, really nice and really useful for me. So thank you to them. The other thing as well, of course, is that my car went belly up last week. Why does it happen the same week? Well, these things happen anyway. We just don't notice them necessarily. So my car went belly up on Friday. It got me through the weekend just. But again, some of those friends jumped up to the mantle and offered to help. In some cases did help, in some cases made their very serious offer. For both, I thank you. But my car got fixed yesterday, very quickly, very inexpensively. And again, those friends came out and helped me to get my car back and get it sorted. So although it's been a bad week, it's actually been a really good week. And I did in one of my earlier videos, I think you'll find a link above, where I called it Luck of the Irish. And there I touched on this subject as well. I don't believe in good luck. I believe that luck is created. Bad luck and good luck is created. And we create it. We're the ones who do the creation of it. And it's our outlook, whether we're positive or negative. You know, I see a lot of negative comments coming on here. I've had a lot of comments recently about my weight. What's it got to do with you? Yes, you. I'm looking at you. Not you. You're the decent one. The one beside you, the one who's commenting on my weight. I don't know what you look like. I don't see you on video. I don't see you putting your neck on the block. But I know what my weight is like. I know the problems that it has. I know the knock-on effects. But in reality, those naysayers commenting on it, trying to be clever, trying to be, I know more than you do, you're the bad one. Well, do you know what? Not impressed by you. Delete button. In fact, somebody said he doesn't answer, talking about me, he doesn't answer comments he doesn't like. Yeah, you're right, I don't. Why should I? Life's too short for that. I answer the comments I have respect for. I answer the commenters I have respect for. And although I do encourage people, and if you do want to leave comments, please leave them below, but I tend to like the positive comments rather than negative ones. Why be negative? Life's too short for being negative all the time. And part of what's getting me through out here is that positivity. I've been called by a few people a paranoid optimist, and I love that title of me. It's perfect. Because I do feel the paranoia. I feel as if the whole world can be against me at times, trying to put barriers up. But at the same time, I have that optimism to know that I'm going to get through. Doesn't matter what happens, I'll believe in myself to get through. And if it takes a lot of effort, a lot of time, a lot of problems, then I'll do that. This time last week I could hardly speak. My face was in the right state, but I decided it wasn't going to stay like that. I've been exercising a lot. My face, all my face muscles, my mouth, my eyes, my nose, putting the positive input in and believing that it was going to come right. I had it very lucky insofar as it was a relatively mild palsy. But that doesn't matter. I still put that positivity in. I still put that bit in where I believed that it was going to come right, whatever happened. Let me get myself sat down here on this rock. Oh, that's nice. So yeah, I had that positivity about that, and still have. So for the naysayers, yeah, I'll delete you. For the negative people, I'll delete you. I believe that being surrounded by positive people with positive attitudes and positive results ends up in positive results for me. And I like that. That's really good. So, yes. What could be more positive than sitting looking at this beach? I'll just turn you around again. I'm presuming you can see that. This is what I've come out here for. This is the life I've come out here for. To be able to come onto a Mediterranean beach whenever I want to be able to watch the beauty of the sea, the majesty of the sea, this Mediterranean Sea here, with a gorgeous sun coming down at the end of a nice warm day. To be able to enjoy myself in the tranquility of nature. To be able to enjoy what health and wealth and happiness I've got without being negative, without being bad. I'm such a lucky man. I did say about luck. Well, I'm making my luck. Coming out here, seeing people enjoying themselves on the beach is luck. But I've had to work hard to make that luck. And fair enough, I'm not perfect. I have health issues, fitness issues, attitude issues. But each of those issues can be overcome with a little bit of positivity, a little bit of dedication, and a smile. Even though I found that quite difficult this week to do a smile, we sat at half my mouth. It's been quite funny. And having some really good friends around. Now, I was at Kiko's bar last night, and I had at least 2 couples up there 3 couples actually, I forgot about the third one. Yes, there was 3 couples, 3 lots of people who came up and said they've seen my videos. And if that was one of you who said they've seen my videos, thank you. You really made me feel very, very special, very, very welcome, very warm. I love meeting people. I love people stopping me and saying hi. There was a couple from Canada who came across. I think the guy had been originally from Cyprus, but he lived in Canada. I think it was Toronto, they said. They're up at Coral Bay at the moment. If you're watching this, hi. What a pleasure meeting you. I had a fellow ex-forces, a fellow veteran, ex-Royal Navy, and a couple of beautiful women who were with him. His good lady and her friend. And they made me so special. They made me feel so special last night. And in some really, really enjoyable company. And of course there was the couple from Sheffield who again had seen me the other day. They came to see me last week when I wasn't there, and I feel rather guilty because I'd sort of left them down, but I think the reasoning was fine, was fair enough. But yes, thank you to you too. I'm really overawed by the love and warmth I get from most people on this channel. So the naysayers, well, you go away, because I've got too many nice people on here. I've got too many good people. And if you're one of the good people, then stick around. Stick around for my journey. As I say, this is a journal of my time coming to Cyprus. It's not meant as a huge information site. I'm not going to tell you how to do everything. I don't want to tell you how to do everything. I'll try and give you some of the tips and hints that I find as I go along the way. But remember, things change. Even in the short time I've been here, there's been legal changes and system changes. So please don't take what I say as being gospel. But where I find something's happened, I'll try and tell you. For instance, just yesterday, I'd been struggling about my car. My car, I thought, it's a little 3-cylinder Nissan, and I thought it was running on 2 cylinders. Now, if I'd been in the UK, I would have my little diagnostics kit. I would have been able to get out and plug it into the ODB2 port and find out exactly what was going wrong on it. But I didn't have it. I don't have it out here. But I surmised it was probably running on 2 cylinders, so I thought it was either a plug or a coil pack. My son gave me the suggestion it may have been a camshaft sensor, but it wasn't going into a safe mode as it was driving. So I thought it might have been that, but I'm stuck. How do you get that sorted? And there have been all sorts of comments online about, make sure this, make sure that, the guarantees aren't worth the paper they're written on and things like that. Well, all I did yesterday was ring up the garage that I bought it from, SC Motors in Clorica. Hi, if you're watching SC Motors, who were great with me when I bought the car. They were great with me yesterday, and they arranged for their mechanic, the mechanic that they use. I think it's Christos, and they arranged they gave me the number and how to get in touch with him. But they also told me that, of course, insurance over here, something I didn't realise, my car insurance has recovery in standard. All the insurance has recovery in the standard, so if you do have a problem, it's all in with your car insurance. So I called them up. Within half an hour they were down to pick the car up. The car was whisked away from me up to Clorica, and in about 2 hours after that I had a phone call. Your car's done. It was a coil pack, just what I thought it might have been. Perfect. Then again, those friends I said about before, the ones who were offering to help me, the ones who took enough care to want to be in my life and want to help me, give me friendship and fellowship. They'd been offering to take me to work last night if my car wasn't ready. So I rang them up and asked if they could possibly impose them in a different way, just to go up and get my car, if they could give me a lift up there, which of course they said yes. They're wonderful people. And saved me from a lot of hassle. They gave me the ability to go and get my car. So not only had they given me some of the confidence to go and do my gigs last week and carry on working, they'd also helped me out when I needed it for my car. Special people. So if you do have a car which breaks down, if you're new to the island and you're not too sure what to do, you can get it recovered as part of your insurance. And I think it was £90 worth of parts or something on mine, or 90 euros worth of parts. Do you know what? I could get under the guarantee from the salespeople, but I class a coil pack as just about being a consumable, same as spark plugs. I'm not worried. Do you know what? I've got my car back. I didn't have to hire a vehicle. So that's all sorted. So the end of an awful week, I've actually had a wonderful week. I've had a week where I've discovered more friendships, cemented the friendships I already had, and built upon them, and got to the point where instead of being disillusioned, instead of being down, I'm here at Potomac Beach, listening to the sea crash against the beach here, watching the sun go down out the right hand side of me, having a chat with you, which is always a pleasure, and living a wonderful life. Am I lucky? Bloody right I am. Yeah, bloody right I am. I've got the pleasure of my wife and granddaughter coming over next week, so I'm really looking forward to that, because it's nice to have the family back around me. We're looking towards Sue coming out towards the end of the year still. There's no rush, there's no hassle. She's nicely back at work. She's building up her confidence again. So yes, I'm going to finish this video on that high note, that positive note. And I'm going to let you see what I'm seeing now. Until the next time, this is Brian James on my path to Paphos. If you'd like to give me support, there's a little QR code. Just give it a scan if you want to buy me a coffee or buy me a beer. But if you don't, that's no problem. I appreciate all ones who do. But whatever you do, enjoy this last little bit as I leave you watching this wonderful, wonderful Mediterranean Sea hidden against this coast in Paphos. Bye bye.